Hi everyone, my name is Shereen and I'm currently a student at NAOB, but I'm here today to create this soft, warm, smoky look for you guys, and let's get started. So I've already begun with prepping my face, and I'm also going to now step on to doing foundation. So I like to put a little bit just behind on the back of my hand, and I start in the center of the face. This is where we have our focus feature, and I take it up just under the eyes just to give enough coverage, and just on the eyelids. And then I also bring it down to my neck, and you want it to look really flawless and nice and glowy, just to blend everything in. And then I take concealer and I just apply it on my lid, so when we apply the eyeshadow we have a nice base. And I just use a soft fluffy brush, soft patting motions, and then I'm going to set that with a translucent white powder. So I like to use a highlight just under the brow bone just to begin, just so it can give a nice soft transition. Now we're going to begin with the eyes. I'm going to go for a soft peachy toned shadow, and this is going to be our transition color, and then that way we can build it up. I'm going to take like a soft red cranberry color, and the way I'm applying this is using the halo effect. And what that is you apply a darker shade on the outside and a darker shade on the inside, and then I'm going to use a soft shimmer color in the center. And this kind of gives the illusion that you have big eyes. I look scary now, but we'll blend it out. So I'm going to use a burnt orange color just to help blend out the edges, and that's going to give us a little bit more dimension. Now I'm just going to use a flat brush. You can always use multiple different shimmers on top to create the look you're after. If you want it more peachy, if you want it more golden. And we're just going to pack on some awesome pigment. A really nice pop of shimmer in there. And I'm just going to darken up the red just a little bit on the outside. And then now we're going to conceal. And I just like to go straight out. And I like to do it like a V, as this highlights the whole section. And I'm just using a damp beauty blender, soft patting motions. And then what I like to do is I just use a soft brush that's clean, and I just like to soften out the edges a little bit. And then I just set it, just using a big brush. And then I'm just going to take a translucent powder as well, just to set under the eyes. So I'm just combing out my eyebrows, and then I'm going to begin filling them in. So I'm just going to use a angled brush that's thin enough to get in between hair strokes. And I know everyone loves a tamed brow, and I've definitely learned through NAOB how to shape my own eyebrows. So usually I always end up starting at the tail, and then I work my way to the front, depending on the brow shape and the thickness, things like that. You can always either darken it or just do really light strokes. And what a lot of people don't realize with eyebrows is we all have a starting point, and we usually like to begin from the outside of the nose, and that kind of gives the beginning of when your eyebrow should start. And then same spot you do to the outside of your eye, and that gives when it should end. And then you can also use that same spot through like to the iris, is kind of where your arch should be. And then I comb them out as well at the end. That way they look a little bit more subtle. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to mascara, and I just use a disposable wand for hygiene reasons. And you can always make it look a bit more dramatic if you want to. You can add lashes as well. And I just like to wiggle from the bottom all the way through to the tip. Some people struggle to get the mascara on in terms of getting it on top of the lid. And even if you do get a little bit of black on the lid, you always let it dry first, and then you get a bit of a Q-tip and you can kind of just scrape it off. And I'm just going to take this dark brown, and you kind of want to go thicker on the outside and then a little bit thinner as you get closer into the eye. And then I go into another color, which I'd say is the orange one I'm going to take. And then I just go back and forth on the bottom to kind of smoke it out and give it another depth of color, so it's not just the red. When it comes to brushes, you can always use your fingers. I'd say if you're at home and you're doing your own makeup and you have glitters and things like that, you can always use your fingers just to pat it on, and it really packs on really nicely and it doesn't get as messy. And if your client does get watery eyes, you can always give them a Q-tip and they can pop it just into there and it kind of stops the watering. And then sometimes I do go back again with mascara, and then you want to finish off for the bottom, making sure you're using your disposable wand. And then I'm going to finish off my face with a bit of bronzing. And then I just like to take like a chocolate or like a taupey dark brown, maybe 2 to 3 shades darker than your skin color. And this is going to help create the contour and a bit of shape to the face. And you always want to make sure you don't go below here, because the whole look is to give you that chiseled look, and you want to keep it always up there. And then from here on, if you do get a little bit messy or it does get a bit dark there and you've gone down a little bit, you can always fix it with white translucent powder, and you can just pop that under there just to sharpen up the line. So don't stress too much. So as you guys can see, I haven't gone too much with the contouring, and I'm trying to just keep it really nice and subtle. You never want to forget the neck. The neck is still a part of your face. And now I'm going to highlight, and with highlighting, we always like to highlight the highest points of the face, which is usually the upper cheekbone, the nose, the cupid's bow, the under the brow bone. You can always go over that again, even on the top here a little bit. And I personally like to do it just here because I do have quite a large forehead, so it kind of, you know, illuminates here, and it just looks really great in photos. So I personally like to do lip liner first, and for today I'm going to go with a gloss. I'm taking a nude color, so I like to mark an X on my cupid's bow, and that way you can actually see what color you're after. And because it is a gloss, I'm actually going to use the lip liner to go all over my whole lip. That way it kind of lasts longer as well. I'm not going to be using a lipstick, but I'm using the lip liner as my lipstick. And this is another trick of mine, and it helps give the lipstick longer lasting as well. So you can do this with lipstick or with lip gloss, either one of those, but I'm going to do this with the lip gloss today. And that way it kind of gives more of a pigment and a color through with the lip gloss. So now it looks like I have lipstick on, even though it's just a lip liner. Now I'm going to take my gloss, and this is like a nudie brown color, which goes really nice with the pink because it kind of like counteracts each other, and it gives like a really soft baby pink color. This is the look I created for NAOB today. We went for a soft, warm, smoky look. It's great for any occasion, summer, however you want to wear it. I've used different tips and tricks today, which I've learned from my trainers and the lovely support that they've given me and pushed me into the right direction. I'm pretty much nearly done with my course now, and I've managed to land myself an amazing job with an Australian makeup brand. And I definitely say thank you. I've had so much fun today, and I hope you guys learned something and tried at home. Thank you.